We are 3/4 of the way through Daredevil Born Again Season 2. We will be delving into my thoughts on certain parts of the episode before going into your thoughts, starting out with a moment that we have all been waiting for. The return of Jessica Jones, who we see taking down people who came to her house, and she protected her daughter. We didn't see a whole lot of her, which is to be expected, but what we did see of her I loved. She was an absolute badass. Seeing this darker side of Karen was interesting. Her almost killing Dex before being stopped by Matt. I like this dynamic here with Dex wanting her to do it and Karen wanting to do it. But Matt stopped her. Someone who I don't think will be making it out of the season alive is BB. Now that Daniel knows she's the fake Fisk, she is done for in my opinion, especially with the scene earlier in the episode, which to me made it seem like Daniel will choose them over BB. Heather and Buck, I thought were gonna kiss after the scene of Buck asking her to show him what Muse did, and it kind of felt like the viewers were intruding on them. I think they will get together in the coming episodes. The fight between Fisk and Matt was great. This episode proved how strong Kingpin is. I also don't think this is their final showdown of the season. The last point I want to touch upon before getting into your thoughts is the ending. More specifically, the stuff with Karen. I believe the AVTF will keep her in the cage, and we will see Matt trying to get her back by talking to Fisk before taking matters into his own hands. But these scenes were great. So let's get into your guys' comments. Don Ace is up, who says, "Sorry, but all about Karen and Born Again has been trivial." I kinda get that, to be honest. But at the same time, I do disagree to a degree. She has been quite an important character in the scenes she's been in. Cape is up next, who says, "They always end like that, and leaves me wanting more, man." I agree. I can't believe we have 2 episodes left. JKR is the next comment, who says, "That was brilliant. Contender for best episode of Born Again. I really enjoyed that episode, kept me in it the whole time. I'm a big fan of the scenes at Fisk's house. It's like a calm in the storm. While not being calm, it's still plot-driven. 5 out of 5 episodes, can't wait for more." Completely agree. There hasn't been an episode in this season, and it feels like each one is better than the last. Raul is a fan of the episode. Absolutely loved it. Was hooked and engaged the entire time. Need more Jessica Jones, and need it to be next Tuesday already. Same. I do hope we delve deeper into what she has been doing during her absence outside of her having a daughter and see if there is anything else there. Rocinante was a fan of the episode. Really liked it. It was a great episode. I love Jessica Jones. Agreed. It will be great to see more of her in these last 2 episodes. Ether is now, who says, "Full of intense emotions throughout the episode. References to earlier seasons like Season 3 and Season 1 keeps you engaged. Also, Jessica Jones' cameo in it was what I wanted for so long. Cliffhanger is going to generate multiple theories in my mind." I agree. The ending has left up so many different possibilities for these next 2 episodes. Mental D. Spryer is hyped for Jessica Jones' reintroduction into the MCU. It was awesome. My favorite part is when they showed Jess and used a snippet of her theme. I went ballistic. It was amazing. I like that we didn't outright see her face at first, but we all knew who it was. That scene at the house was magnificent. John Owl is up now. Episode 6 of Daredevil, Born Again, was intense. The pacing, the tension, and that ending? Yeah, Marvel might have just found its rhythm. Born Again Season 2 has the potential to be the best season of Daredevil if they are able to stick the landing. Hottie is up now, who seemed to be a big fan of the episode. Absolutely peak hour of television. The whole Matt v. Fisk fight while Karen was getting caught was amazing to watch in parallel. That cliffhanger was insane. It sucks we have to wait another week. I agree. It's going to be a pain to wait for these last 2 episodes. But if they are like the previous episodes, they will be bangers. Nick is up now, who says, "Okay, thoughts on most recent episode. The pacing of these episodes give me agita. We see Jessica for maybe 5 minutes. Not a fan of Jessica having her powers fluctuate because it feels unnecessary, but the reason makes sense, so it's alright. I think it's funny it stopped right at Powell. Kingpin murdering the guy in the beginning is interesting because on one hand it's completely in character for Kingpin to do this, and the doctor was an absolute idiot trying to talk him down, but I think it's crazy the mayor of New York can kill somebody revered doctor no less, and Buck just cleans it up. Hope that comes up later. Am so glad Karen finally brought up Matt saving the villains. While I think this dynamic between them feels slightly rushed, I think it's cool to see them at opposite ends of the moral spectrum. It's funny how Dex just trying to get a reaction. I think it's pretty crazy that Karen would actually do that. Not sure how in character it is. I also find it pretty interesting she brings up Wesley here because I couldn't remember if they talked about that before. I'm now very confused about Matthew Lilliard's character and how much power he actually has. Another bit I feel is rushed because I don't think it's explained enough why Fisk is necessary to him. I guess it makes sense how and why he was able to steal the guns, but Jessica comes and says he's working with the government, so I guess they just allowed it? Daniel finally broke the facade. I really love his acting in this show, and his scene with BB was long overdue. I was hoping Daniel was smart enough to give her fake info last episode, but it is what it is. Buck and Heather's scene was interesting. I find it weird she's so bold now and steals the jewelry. Wonder what that's about. The final fight was cool to watch. I'm curious why Matt decided to go there or how he was able to get in undetected. A lot of this felt like the last episode of Season 3, but in the sense of they were literally copying the scene. Or almost. It didn't hit the same for me, but I understand why people would like it so much. Curious now what Matt will do with him. I agree with these points in terms of how Matt was able to get there undetected, but he probably just fought his way there. I also hope we get a concrete answer of who Mr. Charles truly is rather than it be left for speculation for the next season of Born Again. All the comments are now done. Want to say thank you for them all. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, and stay safe everyone. Much love to you all.